Hey everyone, this is a video of the Pump It Up arcade. Yes, my garage is very messy because I just got these machines the day before yesterday, and I bought this Pump It Up for very cheap. The guy who sold it to me said, hey, the machine doesn't work, I don't know what's wrong with it, it's busted, have it for X. Same thing with these Daytonas. He knew the monitor was busted in one, and the other one, the monitor was really burnt out. It's just common. And when you go out and buy junk arcades like this, you make a mess of your garage. Isn't that great? Yeah, it looks like a disaster in here. Anyway, so let's get to the point here. So what I'm going to tell you about is what I did, basically, let's just say what it is, hack this arcade. And the thing I did when I first got home was, let's plug it in and see what it does and doesn't do. Plugged it in, started up. I heard some crackle from the speakers, and that was it. So first thing I looked at is this. I am very knowledgeable about PCs, and that is the security chip. This is a beautiful piece of memory. And as soon as I saw this, I picked it up and I said, I'm not sure it's focused in there, PC 100. And I looked at this, and then I looked at this repair job. I'm not saying it's a bad repair job because these capacitors always go in these older computers. I said to myself, all right, this was made in 1999. Just like those arcades, the Daytonas, somebody has had to have hacked them already or made an emulation version of it or whatever. So I was like, oh, I want to use this machine so bad for the family. So what did I do? Went online, did a little research, and I found some software. I thought it was really cool stuff. So I will let you Google it, and I'll let you figure out how to get it. One thing I want to say is, when you're setting it up, if you have a problem, just go delete the save folder. It deletes all your settings. So, again, as far as the PC, I don't know what the minimum you can use to get away with it, but this has a GT 960 in it. It has 16 gigs of memory. It's an i7. It's probably way overkill for the power that it needs. And I'm going to get into hacking this beautiful dance floor. And yes, it does work. So let's go over to this one, because it's probably a lot easier to understand it from this angle. Is first of all, let me explain how these pads work. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 for one. And if you hook your multimeter up to these are resistant. So the harder you press on them, the resistance goes up and down, just like a touch sensor or your joystick on your PlayStation or whatever. However, they also act like on-off switches. So the first thing I did was I got this thing home, the mammoth cable that comes with it. So if you have one of these, you'll understand there's a huge cable that goes between the dance floor and the machine itself. I hooked it up to the pinouts over there, and I was like, all right, I'm pressing on this. I'm like, it's got to be an on-off switch, right? No, nothing came out. Then I was like, all right, this is like a ground control, like a keyboard. And all of a sudden, I was watching resistance go up and down. I said, all right, there must be some kind of controller in here. So I started ripping all these panels off, and I found this monster in there. And I was like, all right, let me take one of these off. So I went, cut, just stripped it back just a little bit, try it out. Sure enough, when I was hitting one of these buttons, I was getting the resistance reading on that. So I had these laying around. You can get these off of eBay pretty cheap. Well, for now, because they're all made in China, but hopefully somebody will make them here. But the thing about these is they're just joysticks. They're made for your MAME arcades or whatever, your emulation cases and stuff to hook up to your PC. And it's just a USB cable that goes to the USB, and these are just on-off switches, all of these. So what I did was, for each pad, you have, let me see here. You can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry, my big fat hand there. 1, 2, 3, 4 wires in there is for each one of these, and you can see you got the black wire on all of them for the ground. You're gonna hook the other one to the ground. It's that simple. So it acts like an on-off switch. So I did that, and then basically, the software is too easy to use. By the way, go here into options, input, and configure joystick. So you have a ton of items in here. Don't pay attention to any of it. You can see at the very top, I think this recognized my USB joysticks, which is really cool. And so you can see this is highlighted, like this one's highlighted over here now. It's blinking on and off. All you got to do is go in here, hit the enter key, step on that key, you know, for the up, down, left, right, and center, and that's it. That's all there is to it. This is really, it's just that simple to do this. And the thing that, I'm not going to start the game, but the thing that I guess you're losing by doing this hack is these are touch, you know, pressure sensitive. So the harder you push on it, maybe it's the better it registers or whatever. However, again, I bought this not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. And no, I did buy it yesterday. Wow. All right, so I bought it yesterday, brought it home. I'm fast, huh? And obviously, it didn't have a monitor with it. The TV, this one came with a projection TV. This is the biggest model they made. And the guy had put a 50-inch screen in it. I had this 55-inch laying around. It's one of the really cheap, super cheap TVs that you can pick up. So I just put this in here. It's not touching the metal part, but you guys don't need to know that. The next thing I want to do is put the LEDs in these lights over here. These are all halogen right now. And hook up these speakers and hook these speakers up. Actually, I wired those last night, but I didn't put a receiver in for it yet. And the dance floor, again, you know, I wanted to put this together for the family, get it on here, get it working. And last night we had a blast. We were laughing our asses off. So, again, I emulated a million cabs, it seems like, over the years. I'm interested in playing them. I'm not interested in spending thousands of dollars fixing them. I think I've thrown away, I don't know how many Miss Pac-Man boards and Galaga boards over the years, because it just drives me nuts that, you know, and I get people want to keep stuff very original and they cherish it, you know, because of their childhood. And, you know, I grew up in the 80s, I get it. But when you see, if you've got a family, so I know some of you might not, but some of you do, or maybe you just love playing these games. When you see them on here playing it, they don't care about the emulation. They are laughing their asses off. They're having a freaking good time. That's what it's all about, is let's get it working. Let's get it playing. So the next thing, anyway, enough of me rambling on. The next thing to do is this neon light right here is shot. So I'm going to rip those out. I have LED strips I'm going to wrap around the speakers. And then I saw somebody put LEDs all the way around these rectangles. So I'm going to do that. And of course, up here, I'm going to replace these with LED lights. And there's some really cool joystick control or LED control buttons that you can run in under your PC to control all the lights. So you can do that there, and the same thing with here. If you look inside of this this dance floor, these had halogen, or not halogen, but neon lamps in them, which is wicked. But you know, they didn't have LED, well, they had LEDs back then, but they weren't as cool as they were today. But this is the light. It's going to rip that out. Obviously, just use these wires, wire your LED up to this, a nice bright one, so the dance floor will light up again. So what will I have at the end? I'll have 2 USB cables and probably another 2 wires to control, maybe another 2 USB controllers just to control the LED lights in both of these floors. It might just be as easy as that. I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, questions, you want to yell at me for hacking this, go ahead, because, you know, I've had other people say, oh, you hacked that, it's not original. That's cool. You know what? My family's laughing their asses off and having a good time playing it, so that's what matters most to me. All right. Good luck. We'll talk to you all later. Bye.